Dear Diary, April 21st, 2025. First entry, entertainment purposes only. Went through a lot of stuff yesterday, a lot of community guidelines violations. I won 2 of them. Appeals, I'm waiting on the third one. But they're just, attacking just to change the mood. They know you're on something and they'll oppress you because, you ain't moving in ways that they can profit from or support them. So they're going to oppress you. I mean, it's oppression at its finest. And we're letting computers do it to us. I mean, have we sunk that low? Have we come that far that we will let our free speech and everything else go to the wayside over AI, over what an algorithm decides is right or wrong? I mean, that's crazy. Times in history showed that these times we're facing right now that we're walking into turn out to be very, very bad. That they're not good. But and then I don't know, I got energy attack, and I've been watching, studying, phone patterns, TV patterns, what we watch, what we put in our heads, and then even the wind, right down to the patterns of the wind and patterns of light flickerization and stuff like that. That can all be weaponized, and I think they have. I mean, there's studies on it. They'll come out now too. The studies like the Northwoods Project, things like that. How we faked that whole Cuba Missile Crisis, and then we act like we didn't. But the Northwoods Project, it's right there. It tells you exactly what they did, and then they say they didn't do it, but they did it. They did it. And then we have people making movies and promoting, mob crime, mob bosses, and worshiping those people like heroes, like they brought change. No, they oppressed you, so change had to come. They weren't the heroes of change. They were the creator of oppression, and made it where you couldn't do nothing about it because they feared you over talking, whenever you fear doing the right thing, that's oppression. Just like our government's doing to us. That's oppression. That's why I made that deal. Don't be biased. Take your consequences, but don't. If I'm gonna be disciplined for speaking out against wrongdoing, then I'm not gonna change who I am. I'm just gonna do it, and not keep a biased mind to keep myself safe. Don't be biased. And then I heard about the dinosaurs. But I got attacked hard. I got attacked real hard. And I'm talking like Donald Trump right now. Like I love you, and you're just the best. But yeah, we're gonna stop that too. But I'm all over the place. I got attacked hard, and they tried to send me in a state of doom and gore last night. Just attacked my energy, and they attack it because my energy goes out and is felt, and I bring the energy. I bring the sauce. I know this, and so they try to keep us in a low state of survival and exhaustion. And there's the train. That's confirmation. So we got to wake up every day, even if we are oppressed, and we got to know that one day, if we speak out enough and we stand enough, we will free ourselves and free those around us. But we won't do that by, taking a check and being silent. $5,000 for $5 trillion, that's not an even trade. By no standards is that an even trade, and we need to put down the ones that, that took the $5 trillion and made it to where they thought it was okay. Why did you even build it? There's train again, confirmation. Why'd you even think that was okay to even, try to do? So, I think we need, RICO Act on them. But the dinosaurs, I was going to go to the dinosaurs. And I heard a lot of talk about that too. And that's just to oppress more minds, to make you think that, change isn't, really dangerous. And it is. Even, see, we are so under the microscope on our climate and everything else. It is a finely tuned organism creating our air and everything else. You mess with that, it's got to, it's got to survive. So it's got to shed some of the things that are going to take those properties from it. And I don't know how to word all this. I'm not very smart. But the dinosaurs, they say died from an asteroid. The asteroid caused drastic climate change. And that's what we're doing, that's the bottom line, drastic climate change. They said, well, it's a lot harsher. Yeah, you got a lot bigger, hardier, harsher animals too, living in it. A lot bigger animals breathing in all that toxin, all that carbon. I don't even know the words to use. But, they'll sit around, they'll only give you what promotes them or promotes their ability to take more resources and say that it's going to be okay. It's never going to be okay. And we've seen that through history. The asteroid didn't kill the dinosaurs. The climate change that came after it did, the drastic climate change. And every time we punch a hole in our atmosphere, is that ozone layer, that hole still there? Or did they conveniently take that away because they can profit off of going to space? And why are we going to space when we have starving people right here? We're spending trillions. And we are, because it's money that should not have been spent to, burn pollutions in our air. And they say, well, it's it's doing more good. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. It ain't doing no good. The whole world is suffering. The homeless are suffering. The starving kids are suffering. People's going without while you have more than you need, and you're wasting money and resources going into space. I mean, that is crazy. That don't make sense to me. But I guess you'll, Bumpy or El Chapo, you'll praise him, but you'll put down, all the work of Martin Luther King and all of them that, sacrificed and made big changes. But you'll promote, criminals. I don't understand it. We fought to get out of slavery, but they put us, we didn't get out of nothing. We just went into an industrial slavery, a mass wealth slavery, that where they have the wealth and we'll never get it. That's still socialism. It's communism too. It's going to get banned, but hey, toodles.